Welcome back. Another short video on those of Pesach, section 441, the Alter Rebbe Shulchan Aruch, section Halacha 1, section 442, Halacha 1. The following laws apply when an olive-sized portion of leavened grain, meaning chametz, size of an olive, became mixed with another type of food. If this mixture contains the flavor of the leavened grain, the owner is obligated to obliterate it on the day before Pesach according to scriptural law. If the owner does not obliterate it, he violates the prohibition against having chametz, sin in his domain, and possessing chametz. So what are we dealing with over here? Chametz dogon gomu. So this is something that is 100% leaven, portion of leavened grain that is mixed with another food, and this mixture now contains the flavor of the leavened grain. It gives out flavor. So what is the halacha? He has to obliterate it on the day before Pesach, according to scriptural law. Now, if the owner does not obliterate it, he violates the prohibition against having chametz, sin in his domain, and possessing chametz. This applies even if the mixture contains more than achilas pras, which means more than half a loaf of bread. Achilas pras is half a loaf of bread, which we learned yesterday. They have to eat the matzah and the maror. You have between 4 to 7 minutes to finish them, which is achilas pras. Half a loaf of bread. Usually the time that would take you to eat half a loaf of bread, which is the size of 3 amply sized eggs, like I guess normal size eggs. Thus, a portion the size of a pas of this mixture contains less than an olive-sized measure of chametz. Accordingly, even if one were to eat the entire mixture during Pesach, he would not be liable for lashes according to scriptural law. The rationale is that olive-sized measure of chametz is mixed into the entire mixture. The time that it would take a person to eat the olive-sized measure of chametz comprised the time it would take to eat the entire mixture that was larger than the measure of pras, hence, which is the half a loaf of bread. Hence, the person would be exempt, for it is a halacha conveyed to Moshe at Sinai that anyone whose consumption of an olive-sized measure of forbidden food takes longer than the exact prescribed time it takes to eat a pras, which is 4 to 7 minutes. Let's see if it says it over here. No, it doesn't. Which really apply to Yom Kippur. If someone ate on Yom Kippur, God forbid, and he had a small amount, and it took him a long time to eat that small amount, is exempt for eating this forbidden food because it was olive size and it took him a long time. Nevertheless, the owner of this mixture violates the prohibition against having chametz, bali roe, bali motze, having chametz, sin in his domain and possessing chametz due to his possession of this mixture. The rationale is that even though the olive-sized measure of chametz is scattered throughout the entire mixture, which is larger than a pras, larger than a half a loaf of bread, since all particles of the chametz are located in one container and mixed together in one type of food, the chametz is all combined to arrive at the measure of half of an olive-sized portion for which one is liable. They are not considered as having become insignificant within the entire mixture, since the flavor of chametz is still discernible in it. We see the importance of getting rid of all the chametz that we have. Chassidus tells us also to get rid of the inner chametz, any type of arrogancy, any type of pride, and that obviously would lead us to the ultimate redemption, which is the Chag HaCherus, the holiday of freedom. True freedom is the coming of Mashiach. So we should all do everything that is required today. The mitzvah of the day is to burn the chametz and to prepare for the Seder, to prepare everything that is needed for the Seder. You should all have kosher and Pesach, and God willing, we'll see you next week.